26 straight years. That is how long Brat buried her private life behind an unbreakable vault, convinced that one wrong public move would annihilate her career. She was the undeniable rap titan, the very first solo female artist to hit platinum with Functified. But when multi-millionaire CEO Jessica Judy Depart walked into her studio, that quarter-century shield didn't just crack. It slammed into a multi-million-dollar reality TV empire at full speed. This wasn't just a romance. This was a high-voltage collision between two absolute opposites. Brat, trained in 90s hip-hop paranoia to hide every single emotion. Judy, a social media powerhouse who builds wealth by broadcasting everything. The moment they went public in March 2020, the emotional fallout was ruthless. Brat broke down as the private life she swore to protect was stripped of all privacy.
Well, you may have seen me out, but I would never put myself in a position to get hurt or be caught. I would never hold hands or do anything improper in public. So everything I did personally was private. I made sure of that. I won't send a naked picture, a naked video, anything, because it may possibly get out, and I didn't want to take that chance back then. Now,
behind the cameras lay a terrifying, documented reality. Hidden baggage from past relationships, immediate sisterly friction with Lisa Ray McCoy, and a near-fatal medical emergency when Judy suffered severe blood clots during IVF egg retrievals. They survived miscarriages, death threats after choosing their donor, and fierce arguments over past betrayals revealed in their memoir The Way Love Goes. What happens when a fiercely private legend trades 25 years of silence for total exposure? And what was the actual, unvarnished price paid behind closed doors? The real, raw facts start right now. The escalation, picking up directly from our intense hook while staying anchored in verified facts. The provided video's key themes: Brat's vulnerability, the loss of privacy, the emotional strain, and Judy's role, and the joint history they revealed in their TV show and memoir The Way Love Goes. When Brat finally decided to break her silence in March 2020 by posting that emotional Bentley birthday surprise on Instagram, she thought she was just sharing a moment of personal joy. She had no idea she was unlocking a box that would permanently rewrite her entire identity. For 26 years, her formula was simple: protect the music, hide the personal life, and never let anyone see behind the velvet curtain. But Judy Depart operated in a completely different universe. Judy built Kaleidoscope hair products into a multi-million-dollar empire using complete transparency, live streams, and unfiltered social media access. The moment those two worlds collided, the friction didn't stay hidden for long. Transitioning from decades of privacy to starring in WeTV's Brat Loves Judy in 2021 was an absolute culture shock for the rap legend. Cameras were suddenly tracking their every move, dissecting their disagreements, and broadcasting their intimate discussions straight to national television. Brat went from controlling her narrative to having her rawest emotions broadcast in 1080p. The public step-out immediately triggered fallout within Brat's own family. When news of their relationship and upcoming wedding hit the public domain, Brat's half-sister, actress Lisa Ray McCoy, expressed deep hurt live on broadcast television. Lisa Ray revealed that she had to find out about major life updates through social media and news outlets rather than directly from her own sister. That public confrontation exposed a massive rift. Brat's instinct to lock down her personal business was actually pushing away the people closest to her. Behind closed doors, the pressure was mounting even faster. Brat wasn't just dealing with family friction. She was confronting deep-seated insecurities built over decades in a male-dominated 90s hip-hop industry. In that era, female rappers were pushed to project absolute toughness. Showing vulnerability, crying on camera, or admitting to heartbreak was seen as career suicide. Suddenly, Brat was standing in studio spaces breaking down into tears, forced to navigate relationship anxiety, while millions of people watched her defense mechanisms disintegrate in real time. Then came the shift in control. In their joint memoir, The Way Love Goes, both Brat and Judy laid out the harsh realities of merging their lives. Judy came into the relationship with strict, non-negotiable boundaries formed by past betrayals in her own life. She demanded complete openness, clear communication, and zero secrets. For Brat, who was used to keeping her guard up as a survival mechanism, Judy's demand for total transparency felt like having her armor stripped off without her consent. Every single argument became a high-stakes test of their foundation. They weren't just arguing over everyday logistics. They were fighting over conflicting love languages and deeply rooted habits. Judy prioritized grand gestures and public declarations of affection. Brat expressed love through private protection and acts of service. When those communication styles clashed on camera, viewers saw a rap icon struggling to adapt to a reality where silence was no longer an option. The stakes escalated even higher when they decided to plan their dream wedding for February 22, 2022. What should have been a purely celebratory milestone quickly turned into a battleground of stress. Balancing wedding logistics, managing executive business projects, and dealing with the public's relentless scrutiny began to take an immense physical and emotional toll. Brat admitted to feeling completely overwhelmed, torn between the fiercely guarded person she had been for 25 years and the exposed, vulnerable partner she was being asked to become. Just as they were trying to stabilize their bond and prepare to walk down the aisle, an even bigger, life-altering crisis emerged behind the scenes, one that would put their trust, their physical health, and their future to the ultimate test. By early 2022, the glittering surface of their upcoming February 22nd wedding was masking a brutal physical reality. They had set their sights on starting a family, but entering the world of donor IVF exposed them to medical complications that almost destroyed their plans before they even made it to the altar. At 47 years old, Brat initially believed she wouldn't be able to carry a child due to her age and medical history. Judy volunteered to supply the eggs, but that decision triggered a severe medical emergency. During the egg retrieval procedure, Judy suffered life-threatening complications. She developed severe ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, OHSS, resulting in dangerous blood clots and fluid buildup in her lungs and abdomen. Judy was hospitalized in critical condition, unable to walk, and fighting for her health while wedding preparations were at their absolute peak. Brat was forced to face the terrifying prospect of losing the woman who had brought her out of the shadows, watching her partner suffer in an ICU bed while trying to keep their private panic hidden from the public eye. The physical toll didn't stop there. Once Judy recovered enough to secure the embryos, Brat made the courageous decision to carry the baby herself. But her own body posed massive obstacles. Medical examinations revealed significant uterine health issues, including large fibroids and polyps that required invasive surgery before an embryo transfer could even be attempted. The physical pain of surgery was immediately compounded by a heartbreaking medical loss. Their very first embryo transfer resulted in a devastating miscarriage. That loss shattered Brat emotionally. For a woman who had spent decades suppressing her personal desires to protect her rap career, losing her first pregnancy felt like a cruel punishment. Sitting in quiet doctors' offices, dealing with hormone injections, surgical recovery, and grief, Brat experienced a level of vulnerability that no music industry battle had ever prepared her for. The emotional distance and heartbreak was raw, real, and completely unscripted. When they finally succeeded with a second embryo transfer in late 2022, the medical victory was instantly met with intense public debate. Announcing a pregnancy at age 49 brought a wave of intense scrutiny surrounding donor selection, age risks, and non-traditional family structures. Critics questioned their decisions, while healthcare advocates highlighted the risks of high-risk geriatric pregnancies. Instead of enjoying a peaceful journey to motherhood, every single doctor's appointment, social media update, and medical milestone was dissected under a public microscope. Behind closed doors, the strain of high-risk pregnancy combined with managing their separate corporate entities created explosive tension. Brat was dealing with massive hormonal shifts and physical fatigue while trying to maintain her broadcast radio career, while Judy was running a global beauty empire amidst post-hospitalization recovery. In their joint accounts from The Way Love Goes, they admitted that during this period, communication broke down completely on multiple occasions. The sheer weight of medical trauma, financial pressure, and constant visibility pushed their bond to its absolute breaking point. When their son, true legend Harris Dupart, was finally born by a C-section on July 6, 2023, it seemed like the ultimate triumph over medical adversity. The arrival of their baby was supposed to bring an end to the chaos and mark the beginning of a peaceful era. The arrival of baby True Legend in July 2023 was supposed to be the peaceful ending to a turbulent chapter, but instead of settling into quiet domestic bliss, the couple faced an immediate wave of public scrutiny and severe relationship trials that pushed their dynamic to its ultimate absolute limit. Merging two powerful multi-million-dollar brands under the relentless glare of reality TV cameras meant every boundary was tested in real time. By February 2026, with the publication of their joint memoir The Way Love Goes, the full depth of their private struggles was officially laid bare to the world. In the book, Judy outlined the strict, non-negotiable deal-breakers that had almost ended their partnership in its earliest stages. She exposed how past betrayals in her prior relationships forced her to enforce an absolute zero-tolerance policy for secrecy, a policy that directly clashed with Brat's decades-long habit of protective privacy. The text revealed that their arguments over communication styles, financial management, and public boundaries weren't just minor disagreements. They were explosive standoffs that threatened to dismantle their marriage. As their reality show Brat Loves Judy continued documenting their post-baby journey, the friction shifted from reproductive health to the raw stress of co-parenting and brand execution. Brat, who had spent over 25 years focusing solely on her own music career and personal autonomy, was suddenly forced to balance middle-of-the-night newborn care, broadcast radio schedules, and executive responsibilities for Judy's beauty empire. The sheer exhaustion resulted in documented instances of complete communication breakdown. The entertainment industry's view of Brat underwent a radical transformation. For decades, the hip-hop community viewed her as an untouchable, ultra-tough rap pioneer who never let her guard down. Seeing her break down in tears on national television, admitting to fear, exhaustion, and deep relationship insecurity, shattered the legendary 90s rap persona completely. While traditional industry figures questioned the wisdom of exposing such extreme vulnerability, millions of viewers related to the intense realities of midlife motherhood, health trauma, and marriage dynamics. The climax of their public journey came when Brat addressed the reality behind her emotional tears, the overwhelming realization that staying silent for 26 years had been a prison, but stepping into total exposure was a trial by fire. She wasn't just fighting to preserve a marriage, she was fighting to rebuild her entire identity from scratch at age 50. The ultimate consequence of their journey wasn't a fairy tale ending. It was the hard-earned, unvarnished realization that true strength required tearing down every single wall she had spent a lifetime building. What started as a 26-year secret ended in total, unvarnished exposure. Brat didn't just break her silence. She completely dismantled the fortress she spent decades building. From surviving life-threatening IVF complications and a heartbreaking miscarriage to laying out her rawest relationship deal-breakers in The Way Love Goes, her journey with Judy proved that going public comes with a heavy price. They redefined what it means to rebuild your life at 50, turning personal trauma into a multi-million-dollar legacy. But as their joint empire expands and the public cameras keep rolling, one major question remains unanswered. Can a relationship built on decades of conflicting habits truly survive the nonstop pressure of extreme public transparency? Or will the constant glare of national visibility eventually reopen the very wounds they worked so hard to heal? Now, I want to hear from you down in the comments. When you've spent decades hiding your true self to protect your career, is total public transparency a relief, or is it the ultimate risk to your relationship? Drop your thoughts below and let's get the debate started. If you want the real, unvarnished truth behind the biggest names in hip-hop and pop culture, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and don't miss a single breakdown. Because as these two powerhouse brands continue to evolve behind closed doors, one thing is absolute certainty. This story is far from over, and the next shift might change everything.